All right, welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. And I'm excited today because I have a topic that I want to hit with you that I don't know if I've actually hit before. It's a topic on work-life balance. And it's an interesting topic because I don't want you to think for a second that I believe in balance, because I don't think I'll ever believe in balance. But I do believe that it's kind of a balancing act. It's something that you need to learn to master, because when you're trying to create a life, you can't just be working. So let me start you out with the Daily Mastermind quote of the day, which is by Brian Tracy. And the quote is, "Failure to plan means planning to fail." Failure to plan means planning to fail. And I think you can apply this to so many things in your life. It's just like work-life balance. Work-life balance isn't going to work if you don't have a plan. So let's talk about that for a second. The workday can be a real grind. It doesn't have to be, though. If you just make a few small changes, you can boost your productivity, reduce stress, set yourself up for success. So when you're feeling out of balance, you've got to find yourself, let's say maybe you do find yourself kind of stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed. You got to find yourself finding ways to create balance, because it's not about working less or taking time off. It's about finding ways to work smarter, so that you can have more time and energy for the things that are most important for you. It's about taking control, right, of your schedule and making choices that align with your values. And your work-life balance is it's not a destination. It's going to be a journey. So there's no perfect balance. Just know that you can achieve certain levels of work-life balance if you just strive for that every day. And the goal is to find a way to work that meets your needs and also allows you to live your life. And so it requires, setting priorities and making choices. You've got to know what's important to you, because there's no one-size-fits-all approach. So what I want to do today, I want to give you 7 tips to sort of help you to get this work-life balance in check. And the first one is to set your priorities. Part of being organized is taking a moment to think about what your priorities are for the day. So what are the most important tasks you need to complete? What is it that you're trying to do in your life? Put them at the top of your list and get them done first. Because if you constantly just work, you're not going to have time to focus on you, your life, your growth. And what's the point of working if you're not growing and creating a life? So you've got to set priorities in your life to make sure that you're devoting enough time for each of those things that are most important for you. The second tip is going to be time, right? Be mindful of your time. Time management is an important skill in any work setting, and time's one of the most precious commodities we have. It's the only thing that we can never get back, so you've got to value it. That's why it's so important to be mindful of how we use our time. Every moment is an opportunity to grow and expand as a person and also become productive. Unfortunately, many people get caught up in the rat race and forget to focus on their own personal growth, and this becomes so consuming with their career that they neglect their health, relationships, and hobbies. So be mindful of what you're spending your time on. It's very, very important that you spend time on the right things. So set your priorities and then be mindful of your time. The next suggestion I have, the third tip, is stay positive, because a positive attitude is key to maintaining motivation and seeing challenges as opportunities. If you find yourself getting stressed or negative, take a deep breath. Remind yourself of what you're doing this for. What are your goals? And of course, this is easier said than done, but you've got to realize and recognize when you're overwhelmed. And, it's easy to give into this negative thinking. So if you find a way to stay positive, you're going to better be able to manage your stress. So focus on things that are going right rather than dwelling on the negative. It's that abundant mentality. Find humor in every situation. Learn to laugh and enjoy the journey, and try to take a step back from a situation when you're dealing with things. And, when you're in that problem, when you can't see the forest of the tree, step back and start from solution. Whatever method you use to stay positive, just remember that positivity is going to be a key to having proper balance, because it affects your mindset. So the next tip I have for you, the fourth tip, is going to be to take breaks. Now, I know it sounds counterintuitive. It's no secret that the world we live in is driven by hustle. But, I know you're expected to work all day long, or you think you got to work all day long, but this can lead to feelings of burnout and stress and negativity, right? and it's going to have a bad impact on your physical and mental health, and then you're never going to be able to accomplish the things you want. It's important to step away from work and have recovery as much as you do stress, right? It's the same thing you have in the gym. When you stress those muscles, the growth really happens in recovery. It doesn't happen when you're lifting the weights. So the next time you're feeling stressed, take a break. Step away from work just for a minute. Go for a walk. Get a drink of water. Go get just a second, and you'll be surprised how much your productivity will increase. The next tip I have for you is avoid distractions. Now, for many people, creating a work-life balance is a challenge because they feel that they're constantly being pulled in multiple directions. But it's about making the most of the time that you have and being intentional with how you spend your energy. So you've got to avoid distractions. Too often we allow ourselves to be pulled away. I mean, let's be honest. How often do you check your phone? How often are you on social media or on the internet? Once you know what your distractions are, you've got to put barriers up. Turn off your phone, log your phone time, close your browser, set aside time for checking email so it's not all day long. Task switching is one of the biggest enemies of productivity. So don't be switching between tasks. Stay focused. Get these time chunks going in your schedule. The other suggestion I have for you for creating this work-life balance, this so-called balance, is delegate and build a team. See, one way to promote balance is to delegate work and build a team to help shoulder all your responsibilities. Because if you can eliminate, delegate, or delete things out of your life, you're going to simplify your life. And that's what it's all about. That's what I'm talking about when I say balance. It's learning to create a freer life from all of the pressures and distractions. Meaning work, but don't spend your life working. Spend your life creating a life, right? And then the last suggestion I have, the seventh one, is invest in yourself. One of the most important things you can do for yourself is invest in your personal growth. When you work on that life balance, it's not just about finding time for you to take care of your responsibilities. It's also about it, or shorten the time you have doing work. It's about finding time for yourself. So it's an investment that's going to pay off over and over when you invest in yourself. And I think you're going to really value that as you go throughout your life. Tony Robbins suggests that if we want to achieve success and achieve our goals, we've got to make sure that we constantly invest first and foremost among all of your investments in you, because you are your greatest return. And only when we feel fulfillment and health and vitality are we going to truly feel like we're living our best life. So if you're not happy with your current state of your work-life balance, it's time to readdress this, rethink about it, refocus on it. Take some of these steps and tips that I've given you and make changes in your life. Find ways to take control of your life, because you truly do create your life. I really believe that it's never too late to start living the life that you were meant to live. Take action, but it's going to take commitments, decisions, and discipline. Discipline is going to be your greatest ally when it comes to creating some degree of life balance. So that's my message for you today. I hope you have an amazing week. I want you to do me a favor, and if you would, please share this episode with at least one person you feel would benefit. Help us to be able to get the message out. Help us to be able to make a change in other people's lives. And by doing so, I think you're going to learn and apply the principles that you're trying to learn in your life. And application is obviously the greatest teacher. So I look forward to talking with you. Hit me up on the Daily Mastermind on Facebook or Instagram. My name is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have a great day.